My name's Glennis, and this is my hideout, comic book hideout. This is our 5th year in business. I grew up mostly in Orange County, North Orange County here, and I went to Cal State Fullerton. My emphasis was on screenwriting and radio engineering. It had been one of those things that my dad and I had kind of talked about, like as a kid, like a pipe dream kind of fantasy of like, oh, wouldn't it be neat if I owned a comic book shop? And then, you know, we would go and shop for comics and he would take me around different places. And I was always so bummed at how I got treated when I went into comic book stores, just for being a kid, for being a little girl. Comic book stores are not notorious for the most friendly people, and that seemed crazy to me. Like, comics should be for everybody, and the type of people that you can meet in the comic book world can be really, really awesome, cool, interesting people. Everyone goes to see the movies and they don't realize, like, oh wow, there's this whole depth of comic book culture and all of this information that going back to, you know, 75 years ago.
My name is Long Win. I'm 23 years old and I'm the intern here at a comic book hideout. What got me into comic books was back in the 90s, there was this animated cartoon called Batman the Animated Series, and I used to watch that all the time. At first I had no idea he was a comic character. I thought he was just a cartoon character. But then my mother, she took me to the mall one time and I came across this giant Batman stand he had at the store. And I was like, Mom, I want to go there. And so eventually she took me into my very first comic shop.
It's kind of a cool thing to be in such a growing industry, right? So when I was a kid, the comic book industry was really small. I think comic shops are one of those things where, you know, there's not a lot of help from the industry to make stores survive. Everyone's selling the same thing, and there's new books out every week, and you have to order books 2 months ahead of time. And so it's really, it's kind of a difficult thing to wrap your brain around. And it's a lot like gambling, but I wanted to make a space that was a creative environment that wanted to celebrate not just comic books, but art and literature and theater and music. And we have an art gallery where we do art shows, we do live art events, we have a music studio where we do music lessons, and we do music showcases and things like that.
We came in and started doing music lessons here. It kind of worked out mutually for both of us. It's just a very open, diverse place, and it's more than just some place to come and buy things. It's also like a little small community.
Everybody has their comic story, and hopefully I can be some of those and helping people out and getting people excited about stuff. So that's a pretty heavy thing, you know, being able to give people this first-time experiences. A lot of responsibility. You know what they say about responsibility? With great power.